The Galactic Council's assembly chambers shimmered with opulence, a kaleidoscope of crystal arches and glowing data streams suspended in a vast, zero-gravity expanse. The gathered delegates, representing dozens of species, buzzed with unease. For centuries, the Council had managed to preserve an uneasy peace, but today, the balance felt perilously fragile. From her seat at the central podium, Captain Elena Voss studied the restless assembly. Her crisp navy blue uniform bore the insignia of Earth's defense fleet, and her piercing gray eyes betrayed no hint of emotion. Inside, however, she felt the weight of her mission pressing down like a vice. They were not here to celebrate. They were here to confront humanity's most audacious creation, a warship the size of a planet. A faint vibration rippled through the chamber, silencing the murmurs. Delegates turned their gazes upward to the colossal holographic display that dominated the dome. It showed the arrival of Titanus, humanity's Leviathan, emerging from the veil of the surrounding nebula. Gas clouds parted like curtains, revealing a construct so vast it dwarfed moons. Titanium plates the size of continents gleamed under the distant starlight, while gravitational stabilizers pulsed with energy, their rhythm as steady as a heartbeat. Elena rose, her boots clicking against the crystalline floor. "Esteemed delegates of the Galactic Council," she began, her voice carrying the calm authority honed through years of command. "Today, humanity presents Titanus not as a threat, but as a guardian. In these uncertain times, we have built this vessel to ensure peace across the galaxy." A ripple of discontent spread through the crowd. Supreme Admiral Threx of the Vrenic Dominion leaned forward, his scaled brow furrowing. His voice, gravelly and laced with disdain, cut through the chamber. "Peace, Captain Voss? Or subjugation? No species requires a warship capable of obliterating worlds to maintain peace." Threx's words hung in the air like a dagger poised to fall. Elena held his gaze, refusing to waver. "Titanus is not a weapon of conquest," she said evenly. "It's a deterrent. A guarantee that no rogue faction, no opportunistic invader, will threaten the stability we've all worked so hard to achieve." Ambassador Zara Kale, seated to Elena's right, interjected with practiced diplomacy. Her tone was smooth, her words calculated. "Admiral Threx, humanity has faced its share of annihilation. We've learned the hard way that survival requires preparation. The galaxy stands on a knife's edge. Surely you see the necessity of such measures." Threx's reptilian eyes narrowed, his forked tongue flicking out in irritation. "The galaxy stands on a knife's edge because of you, Ambassador. Your species' history is littered with conflict, always seeking dominance under the guise of unity." A holographic projection of Titanus rotated above the council floor, its colossal structure casting a faint shadow over the delegates. The silence was broken by a soft chime from Elena's earpiece. Oracle, the ship's advanced AI, spoke in her mind. Asterisk. "Captain, anomaly detected. Shield systems compromised. Possible external interference." Asterisk. Elena stiffened but kept her expression neutral. "Acknowledged," she subvocalized, masking her response from the room. Her hand rested subtly on the calm embedded in her wrist. Titanus' shields had been designed to withstand a supernova. For them to falter now meant sabotage. Threx's voice boomed again, oblivious to the unfolding crisis. "Dismantle the warship, Captain. Show us you mean peace. Otherwise, your actions will speak louder than your words." Elena's fingers tightened on the podium's edge. "Humanity has no intention of dismantling Titanus. Its purpose is to protect all sentient life, including your own." Her words were deliberate, but her mind raced. If sabotage was in play, then humanity's greatest creation might already be under threat. Behind her, Lieutenant Raj Malik, a young but sharp tactician, stepped forward. His dark eyes met hers briefly, seeking permission to speak. Elena gave a slight nod. "With respect, Admiral," Raj began, addressing Threx. "If you believe this vessel is a threat, then your fear is misplaced. The galaxy's true danger comes from factions willing to exploit weakness. Titanus ensures that no one can destabilize our collective peace." Threx sneered. Bold words from a species that has barely survived its own wars. Before Raj could respond, the chamber lights flickered, and a warning siren blared. Delegates rose in alarm as Oracle's voice resonated across the assembly. Asterisk. Warning, unauthorized intrusion detected in shield systems. Containment protocol initiated. Asterisk. Elena's heart pounded as the display shifted to Titanus. Sections of its shimmering energy shield flickered and vanished, exposing the ship's vulnerable superstructure. Murmurs turned to shouts as panic rippled through the chamber. Zara leaned toward Elena, her voice low and urgent. Captain, this could spiral out of control. If the Council believes Titanus is compromised, they'll see it as proof we can't control what we've built. Elena finished grimly. She straightened, addressing the Council with steely determination. Remain calm. This is a localized systems breach. Our crew is containing the issue. Threx rose, his clawed hand slamming the edge of his podium. Localized? Your precious deterrent is already failing, Captain. Perhaps it's not peace you offer, but chaos. Elena's mind churned with possibilities. Whoever had orchestrated this attack had done so to discredit humanity, to fracture the fragile trust between species. She couldn't let them succeed. Turning to Raj, she whispered, Find the source. Now. Raj nodded and slipped out of the chamber, his jaw set with resolve. Elena returned her attention to the Council, her voice unwavering despite the turmoil. This sabotage is proof that peace is under threat, not from humanity, but from those who fear unity. As the holographic display flickered and the sirens subsided, the tension in the room remained thick. Elena knew this was only the beginning. Whoever sought to undermine Titanus had made their opening move, and the game was far from over. For now, she had to play her part. And she had to win. Raj Malik's boots struck the metallic floor of Titanus' operations deck in rapid succession, the sound absorbed by the hum of machinery and the low chatter of personnel. He wove through the organized chaos, his focus narrowing on the diagnostic console in the center of the room. Around him, holographic displays blinked with warnings, red pulses tracing the extent of the intrusion. The warship's shield systems, considered impervious, had been breached. If their enemies could crack this, what else was vulnerable? Status update. Raj barked, reaching the central station where Lieutenant Tessa Vane was hunched over a terminal. Tessa, the ship's chief systems engineer, didn't look up. It's bad, she said, fingers flying across her console. The breach originated from an encrypted source embedded deep in the Council's network. They knew our protocols, Raj. They knew how to bypass layers no one outside humanity should even be aware of. Raj's jaw tightened. Council sabotage? That's a hell of an accusation. Tessa finally looked up, her emerald eyes sharp with frustration. It's not an accusation, it's a fact. Whoever did this isn't just trying to disable us. They're sending a message. Behind them, Oracle's holographic form materialized, a translucent figure with shifting geometric patterns that reflected its computational power. Its voice, calm but edged with urgency, filled the room. Asterisk. Lieutenant Malik, systems breach containment is holding at 78%. If unauthorized access persists, propulsion and weapons systems may be compromised within the hour. Asterisk. Raj ran a hand through his short, dark hair, the gravity of Oracle's words sinking in. And the source? A relay system originating from a Council-linked network, Oracle replied. Asterisk. Specific origin unknown. Traces indicate masking protocols consistent with Vrenic Dominion technology. Asterisk. Raj exhaled sharply, the pieces falling into place. Threx. It had to be. The Vrenic Dominion had always been vocal in its opposition to humanity's presence on the Council, but this attack was bolder than anything they'd dared before. If proven, it would justify a direct confrontation, and that was a powder keg Raj wasn't eager to light. Oracle, isolate the breach, Raj ordered. Quarantine any compromised systems. Prioritize shields and propulsion. Acknowledged, Oracle said, its form flickering as it processed his commands. Tessa stood, stretching her back. We can't hold this indefinitely. The saboteurs want us to overreact, to make the first aggressive move. Raj nodded grimly. Then we don't give them the satisfaction. Meanwhile, in the Galactic Council chamber, Captain Elena Voss maintained her composure, though her mind churned with the unfolding crisis. The delegates had returned to their seats, but the tension was palpable. Threx's cold gaze lingered on her, his smug expression betraying his confidence that humanity was faltering. Captain, Zarakale whispered, leaning toward Elena. If this breach escalates, the Council will demand immediate answers. They'll see it as a sign we can't control Titanus. Elena's response was barely audible. That's exactly what Threx wants. The council floor erupted as a delegate from the Xi'an Confederacy rose, their translucent form glowing with faint bioluminescence. Captain Voss, they intoned, their voice echoing like chimes. Is this peacekeeping vessel of yours truly secure? If your systems can be breached so easily, how can any of us trust humanity's assurances? Elena took a deep breath, her voice cutting through the rising murmurs. The breach is contained. Our engineers are addressing the issue, and I assure you, Titanus remains fully operational. But let me be clear, this attack is not a failure of human technology. It is proof that there are those among us who fear unity and seek to undermine it. Threx rose, his hulking frame towering over the other delegates. And who might these mysterious enemies be, Captain? It seems to me that the only ones who have anything to fear are those within range of your so-called deterrent. Elena's eyes locked on Threx. Perhaps you'd care to explain why the intrusion bears your Dominion signature? The accusation silenced the chamber. On Titanus, Raj's team worked frantically as the breach escalated. Alarms blared intermittently, and Oracle's updates grew more frequent. Raj, we've got an encrypted data packet transmitting out, Tessa called. If it gets through, whoever's behind this will have access to our navigational logs and our weapon schematics. Raj's pulse quickened. Cut it off. I'm trying, but this encryption is military grade. I need more time. Raj turned to Oracle. Options? Asterisk. Manual override is required at Subdeck C's primary relay point. Remote access is compromised. Asterisk. He grabbed a tactical vest from a nearby rack. Tessa, keep me updated. Oracle, guide me to the relay. You're going down there alone? Tessa asked, incredulous. Raj, if the saboteurs left physical traces, they might still be on board. Then I'll deal with them, he said, already moving toward the exit. The subdeck was dimly lit, the hum of machinery filling the air. Raj moved cautiously, his sidearm drawn. Oracle's voice guided him through the labyrinth of maintenance corridors. Each step brought him closer to the relay point, and to the possibility of a physical saboteur. As he approached the junction, the sound of metallic scraping echoed through the corridor. He froze, every muscle tense. Then he saw it, a small, crab-like drone scuttling toward the relay. It wasn't human tech, its sleek, segmented design screamed Vrennick. Raj took aim and fired, the shot echoing through the corridor. Sparks flew as the drone crumpled, but it had already started transmitting. He sprinted forward, slamming a manual override into the relay. Oracle's voice returned immediately. Asterisk. Breach neutralized. Transmission blocked. Asterisk. Raj exhaled in relief but felt the nagging weight of what he just confirmed. The attack wasn't just digital, it was physical. The Vrennick Dominion wasn't just testing Titanus' defenses. They were actively attempting to cripple it. Back in the council chamber, Elena's wrist comm vibrated subtly. She glanced at the discreet message from Raj, asterisk breach contained. Physical sabotage confirmed. Vrennick tech identified, asterisk. Her jaw tightened, but she kept her tone even as she addressed the council. This attack has only strengthened our resolve. Humanity will not falter in our commitment to peace, even when faced with treachery. Threx's expression darkened, his composure slipping for the first time. Elena allowed herself the faintest smile. The game was far from over, and humanity was still very much in it. The air on the bridge of Titanus was thick with tension, punctuated only by the steady hum of machinery and the quiet voices of officers relaying reports. Captain Elena Voss stood at the center of the command platform, her sharp gaze fixed on the holographic display dominating the room. The massive screen depicted the Vrenic fleet, an armada of sleek, spined vessels, inching closer to Titanus. Their blockade was deliberate, provocative, a challenge that could ignite the galaxy. Elena's voice, calm but firm, broke the silence. Status report. Lieutenant Raj Malik, newly returned from the sabotage investigation, stepped forward. His uniform was still dusted with traces of soot from the subdeck. The breach is contained, Captain. Oracle confirms no further unauthorized access, but we're not out of the woods. The physical sabotage points directly to the Vrenic Dominion. They're playing a dangerous game. I see that, Elena replied, her voice low. Her fingers brushed the edge of the command console, a rare sign of unease. She turned to Tessa Vane, who stood at a nearby station, analyzing the fleet's formation. Tessa, what do you see? Tessa's hands moved deftly across the console, the holographic projection zooming in on the Vrenic ships. They've positioned their cruisers to block our escape vectors. It's not just a standoff, they're setting a trap. If we make a single aggressive move, they'll claim self-defense and open fire. Elena nodded, her mind racing. The Vrenic strategy was clear: bait humanity into a misstep that would justify an attack, all while framing themselves as the victims. And the Council, already divided, might be too paralyzed to intervene. In the Galactic Council chamber, Ambassador Zara Kale faced her own battlefield. The assembly was in uproar, delegates shouting over one another as accusations flew. Threx, the Vrenic Supreme Admiral, stood at the center, his voice booming over the chaos. This is the evidence of humanity's arrogance, he declared, gesturing to a holographic image of Titanus. A warship of this magnitude was never meant to ensure peace, it is a tool of conquest. And now, even their systems are compromised. How long before this behemoth turns on us all? Zara rose, her tone icy but controlled. Admiral Threx, the sabotage of Titanus was not a failure of humanity. It was a deliberate attack. An attack that bears your Dominion's signature. Gasps rippled through the chamber, followed by a flurry of whispered conversations. Threx's eyes narrowed, his scaled features hardening. A convenient accusation, Ambassador. You expect us to believe that the Dominion would jeopardize galactic peace? Or is this just another human ploy to deflect blame? Zara took a step forward, her voice unwavering. The evidence doesn't lie. Humanity didn't come here to start a war, but if you insist on pushing us to the brink, know this, we will not be the ones to break. On Titanus, the tension climbed with every passing second. Elena paced the bridge, her thoughts a whirlwind of possibilities. She couldn't afford to fire first, but neither could she let the Vrenic blockade tighten further. The ship's immense power was both a deterrent and a burden. One misstep could validate every fear the galaxy held about humanity. Oracle, Elena said, her voice cutting through the ambient noise. What are our options? The AI's holographic form flickered to life, its voice calm yet deliberate. Asterisk. Captain, the Vrenic fleet's position suggests an intent to escalate. However, their formation reveals vulnerabilities. A precision display of non-lethal force could neutralize their blockade without causing casualties, sending a clear message of restraint. Asterisk. Raj frowned. Non-lethal force? How would that work? Oracle's geometric form shifted, projecting a schematic of Titanus' terraforming systems. Asterisk. The gravimetric pulse emitters, originally designed for planetary stabilization, can be adapted to generate localized disruptions. These pulses would temporarily disable the Vrenic ships without structural damage or loss of life. Asterisk. Elena's brow furrowed. If we deploy that tactic, we'd be revealing classified capabilities. Are you certain it will work? Statistical models predict a 92% success rate, Oracle replied. Asterisk. The remaining 8% accounts for human error. Asterisk. Tessa smirked. Good thing we've got you, Oracle. Elena glanced at Raj. Prepare the crew. This needs to be flawless. Minutes later, the bridge was a flurry of controlled activity. Elena stood at the helm, her voice steady as she issued commands. Begin terraforming pulse sequence. Target their propulsion systems only. Oracle, monitor all frequencies. I want the Council to see this. The ship's emitters powered up, a deep, resonant hum reverberating through Titanus. The holographic display showed the Vrennick ships holding their position, unaware of the tactic being deployed. Pulse ready, Tessa announced, her tone laced with anticipation. Fire, Elena commanded. A ripple of energy surged from Titanus, invisible to the naked eye but devastatingly precise. The Vrennick ships shuddered as their propulsion systems faltered, their sleek frames drifting helplessly in space. The bridge erupted in quiet cheers, but Elena raised a hand, silencing them. Status? She asked. Raj studied the display. All targets disabled. No casualties. They're dead in the water, Captain. Elena nodded, her expression unreadable. Open a channel to the Council. The holographic feed from Titanus transmitted to the Council chamber, showing the Vrennick fleet immobilized. Elena's voice rang clear and authoritative. Esteemed delegates, humanity has no desire for war. Today, we demonstrated restraint and ingenuity, disabling a hostile blockade without firing a single lethal shot. Let this stand as proof of our intentions, and as a warning to those who seek to undermine peace. Threx's face appeared on the display, his fury barely contained. You think this makes you righteous, Captain? Your actions will not go unanswered. Elena's gaze was ice. Do what you must, Admiral. But remember, Titanus was built to ensure that no one, no matter how powerful, can threaten the unity of this galaxy. The bridge of Titanus was unnervingly quiet, save for the steady hum of its systems. Captain Elena Voss stood at the center of the command deck, her gaze fixed on the holographic display. The new arrivals, 6 massive ships, their angular designs alien even to her well-traveled eyes, emerged from hyperspace in a coordinated, ominous formation. The largest vessel, a hulking construct bristling with strange, pulsating energy nodes, took point, dwarfing even the Vrennick blockade. Identification? Elena's voice was calm, but the tension beneath it rippled through the crew. Oracle's voice resonated across the bridge. Asterisk. Unknown vessels. Design and energy signatures do not match any Council-aligned species. Their trajectory indicates aggressive intent. Asterisk. Lieutenant Raj Malik stepped closer, his jaw set. So, the Vrennick aren't the only ones who've been planning for war. Looks like someone brought reinforcements. Tessa Vane's fingers flew over her console. They're charging weapons, Captain. Energy levels suggest high-yield plasma cannons. If they fire at this range, they'll devastate the Vrennick fleet. Elena finished. Her mind raced. If humanity acted now, the Council might see it as overreach. But if they didn't, the newcomers would obliterate the blockade and escalate the situation beyond recovery. Elena's hand hovered over the command console. Oracle, open a channel to the Vrennick flagship. Supreme Admiral Threx's face filled the holographic display, his scaled features twisted in fury. What is this, Voss? Another one of your tricks? No tricks, Admiral, Elena replied, her tone sharp. Those ships aren't human. They're targeting your fleet. You need to pull back. Threx's eyes narrowed. Convenient, isn't it? Unknown ships arrive just as your weapon of peace cripples my fleet. Do you take me for a fool? I don't have time for your paranoia. Elena snapped, her patience thinning. I can disable those ships without loss of life, but I need you to trust me. Threx hesitated, his pride battling with the growing fear in his expression. Behind him, his crew scrambled to prepare for the incoming threat. Finally, he growled. Do what you must, but if this is another ploy, humanity will answer for it. The channel closed abruptly, and Elena turned back to her crew. Oracle, can we deploy a containment strategy similar to the gravimetric pulses? Negative, Captain, Oracle replied. Asterisk. The energy output of their vessels exceeds parameters for non-lethal engagement. Alternative options required. Asterisk. Tessa spoke up, her voice strained. Captain, if we recalibrate the ion cannons to disrupt their propulsion systems, we might slow them down long enough to figure out what we're dealing with. Elena nodded. Do it. Raj, prepare a strike team. If these ships have a physical boarding relay, we need eyes on the ground. Raj saluted sharply. Understood. I'll lead the team myself. Moments later, Raj and his team of 5 stood in the deployment bay, their armor gleaming under the harsh lights. The shuttle vibrated as it powered up, its engines a deep thrum beneath their feet. Listen up, Raj said, addressing his team. Our objective is recon and sabotage. If these ships are automated, we take them offline. If there's a crew, we neutralize them and extract intel. No unnecessary risks. The team nodded, their expressions grim but resolute. The shuttle bay doors opened, revealing the vast expanse of space. The alien ships loomed ahead, their hulls glinting with an eerie, otherworldly sheen. As the shuttle launched, Raj's thoughts flickered to Elena. She bore the weight of the entire galaxy's gaze, every decision scrutinized and second-guessed. Failure wasn't an option, for her or for him. On the bridge, the tension was palpable as the alien ships began to shift. One of the vessels fired, a beam of searing plasma slicing through the void. The Vrennick ships scattered, their remaining propulsion systems struggling to evade the attack. Shields up! Elena barked, gripping the console. Titanus absorbed the brunt of the beam, its energy shield shimmering under the impact. The bridge shook, but the ship held firm. Return fire, Elena ordered. Target their weapon systems. Tessa's recalibrated ion cannons fired, arcs of electric blue energy lancing across the void. The alien ships shuddered, their movements faltering as their propulsion flickered. Direct hit on 3 targets, Tessa reported. But they're adapting. Their energy output is climbing. Aboard the alien flagship, Raj's team moved with precision. The interior was a labyrinth of pulsating walls and twisting corridors, the air thick with a metallic tang. The alien architecture was disorienting, its surfaces alive with faint, rhythmic vibrations. Raj signaled for a halt, his visor scanning for life signs. The readout was faint but clear, multiple entities converging on their position. Contact, he whispered, raising his weapon. The first alien appeared, its form towering and insected, with chitinous limbs and glowing, multifaceted eyes. It emitted a series of clicks and hisses, its movements fluid yet menacing. Raj didn't hesitate. Engage! The corridor erupted in chaos as the team opened fire. Energy rounds struck the aliens, their chitin cracking under the onslaught. Despite their resilience, the creatures fell, their bodies collapsing with unnatural grace. Push forward, Raj commanded, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through him. We need to reach their core systems. On the bridge, Oracle's voice cut through the noise. Asterisk. Captain, Raj's team has encountered hostile resistance. Minimal casualties reported. However, the alien flagship is initiating a power surge. Projected output suggests a self-destruct sequence. Asterisk. Elena's stomach twisted. Raj, do you copy? You've got a ticking clock. Raj's voice crackled over the calm. Acknowledged, Captain. We're close to their core. Give us 2 minutes. You've got 1, Elena said firmly. The bridge was a blur of activity as Titanus continued its assault, buying time for Raj's team. Every second felt like an eternity. Inside the flagship, Raj reached the core, a pulsating, crystalline structure radiating intense energy. He planted the override device, his hands moving swiftly. Device set. Oracle, confirm link. Asterisk. Link established. Initiating shutdown. Asterisk. The core dimmed, its glow fading. The alien ship shuddered violently, and the lights flickered. Time to go! Raj shouted, leading his team back to the shuttle. As the alien ships powered down, the bridge of Titanus erupted in subdued cheers. Elena allowed herself a moment of relief but remained focused. Stand down but remain alert. Oracle, monitor for additional threats. Raja's voice came through the calm. Mission accomplished, Captain? Returning to base. Elena exhaled, the weight of the moment pressing on her. The galaxy had been given a glimpse of humanity's potential, for power, yes, but also for restraint. Titanus had proven its worth, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a guardian of peace. For now, the galaxy held its breath, watching and waiting. But Elena knew the battle for trust was far from over.